Hello and welcome to the All Around Natural Beauty I Am channel, where I am passionate about helping victims of all ages and all genders overcome the fear of facing the abuse to become survivors. Because over here, we believe in calling out the names of victims and also calling out the names of abusers. No more moments of silence. So that's what we're over here doing. We are speaking out, speaking out, speaking out, speaking out, speaking out. And we have been speaking out since November the 23rd ish, using the umbrella of Justice for Shanquella Robinson to unite under one cause, because we believe that by getting justice for Shanquella Robinson, that we will be able to leverage that and get justice for femicides, domestic violence, all kind of stuff from the past, and to significantly decrease future issues. That's what we're all about here today. For those of you who don't know, Shanquella Robinson was 25-year-old, young, vibrant, thriving, full of potential, actually not even potential, but living out a lot of stuff that people twice her age wasn't even doing. She was doing a lot of stuff and gone too soon. And the recent slap in the face, punch in the gut of the FBI or America not doing nothing, stating, or they're trying to make us believe that the government's not going to do anything. But I don't believe that. I believe that those are lies that they want us so we can give up. They're pushing out this narrative that, Mexico's not doing anything, America's not doing anything, but I believe that those are just distractions. So if we stay focused on the truth and believe in America, right? Really believe it. Instead of talking and complaining, actually do something. Like I said, it's time to vote. It's time to lift your voice. If you're claiming to be an American citizen, and we need to really do something instead of coming together, grumbling and mumbling and complaining, and not even register to vote to even try to make a change, and then shutting down people that's really, talking about voting things in. The reason why we're in this situation that we're in is because we have been relaxed and not doing anything, always expecting somebody else to do something. But I'm saying that we have to stand up, and that's what we're doing by lifting our voices. Like I said, over here, we don't do moments of silence. We do moments of speaking. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm 52 years old and a proud Gen X. I'm super proud of us Gen Xers, and we are the ones that really need to lift our voices, because these baby boomers, they old, y'all. These baby boomers is old. And, they can't be the ones in charge of leading. Gen Xers, we are the ones that it's our responsibility to do this. Like, we're the ones who are the sandwich generation, all that stuff. So, of course, it's rightfully so that we should be leading the way, right? Anyway, we should be leading the way. So I'm 50 years old, Gen Xer, woohoo, hands up for the Gen X people. Also, proud mother of 3 adult children, 2 XY chromosomes and 1 XX, right? Over here, we do math and science. Have over 30 years of nursing experience, nursing history, where that's all I've done for my adult life. And I enjoy it. And now we're going through this new change where it's about getting political. We about to get political. Come on, get political. What's up, y'all? That's what I'm saying. Come on in here, hit this like button on your way in here. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. and thumbs up the video, share the video, and all that good stuff. This happened back October 29th, and here we are more than 5 months later, and we've been through lots of ups and downs, but they've been trying to shake us. They've been trying to shake us off of the truth. But the good news is that the truth is always the truth. Is always the truth. It's always the truth. Truth doesn't need explaining, because the truth is the truth, right? And so, like I said before, in multiple videos, over here we do math and science. We're about math and science and all that good stuff. So one of the things that's happened recently is once they threw in these new rabbit holes for folks to fall off into and lose track of the truth, is another fake autopsy, right? They put that out there and said that it's not enough evidence, that they don't see the evidence here to support arresting anybody, right? So we feel like we've been getting they've been playing us for fools, y'all. They've been playing us for fools. But again, like I said, we're not going to be dismayed at that, right? We're not going to be dismayed, because we're going to stick to the truth. 2 + 2 is 4. So how y'all doing and all that good stuff? 52 years old, Gen Xer, and welcome to the to this here, y'all. You see here, Taraji FR free, Taraji free. Hello, Justice. Look into Deanna J. King. Biden gave her that decision. The word out, she may relate it to Elise Hyatt. Thank you for sharing that. I think that's very pertinent, because, like I said, this whole new thing about getting political is new for me. I never thought that I would be, getting political. I always wanted to, just stay quiet. But once you are aware of something, it's, you can't really just go back to faking like you're asleep. You woke, right? You up, right? And so that's what I'm saying, though. So this Biden thing, we had heard too back in when this thing first started, that Elise Hyatt had some connections in with some government officials, the governor, or some type of connections and stuff like that, right? Which makes sense to where, if this is some inside help, that they would say these kind of things like, there's no arrest being made, or there's nothing here. And these, to me, were red flags to be able to show how these aren't real autopsies, because the reports sound like the verbiage of attorneys, not doctors, not medical at all, with the descriptions of, the details and all that stuff that aren't related to the cause or manner of death. What I'm saying is that the coroner's report, which is the free service that was put out there in the beginning when this first happened, is the report to believe. Like I said before, it doesn't matter where the information comes from, as long as it's giving the cause of death, right? And so Mexico nor this here bogus FBI autopsy are listing any of those things, right? We also heard that the police report are tailor-made, custom-made. So are these autopsy reports, right? So anyway, I'm just excited because when we heard this, when the news came out about this, Shanquella's mother was on the news saying that she's going, they're doing a march May 19th, right? And that was the that was the start of my upcoming political career, where we're going to be marching, seeking justice for Shanquella Robinson in Washington, D.C., which is something I've never done before, and I'm excited to be a part of it. All right, so I hope y'all hit that like button on your way up in here, And consider supporting the channel by becoming a channel member. And then you could stand out like my member here. Oh, wrong one. My member here, La Jessica. La Jessica here, member to the chat, says hello, RN and chat. There we go. And also, you get this nice little, what is this? An emblem symbol. Just here by your name, like Karen here. Karen Brewer, back in the day, says at All Around Natural Beauty RNs, greetings, and waving to the chat. Thank y'all so much for welcoming the people. We started our chat over here back in November, and we took off. It was growing really big, right? Sticking with truth and all that stuff. Then all of a sudden, the enemy started getting scared. They started getting scared because we was pointing out, ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that, right? So they started trying to shut us down. There was YouTubers who started off with speaking the truth, and then all of a sudden, silence, right? And we was discovering terms like shadow banning and all kind of different things like that. People was coming out saying how they weren't getting, what do you call those things? Notifications and all that stuff. Then we found out that there's some, special people with special rights and all that good stuff. People trying to tamper with this thing. But like I've said before, you cannot dam the ocean. So we just stay standing strong here, standing on faith. But we do know that faith without works, it's dead. And so the works that's going to be needed here is seeking the high level diplomatic intervention that Sue Ann Robinson, the attorney for Shanquella Robinson's family, stated back in March, right? When we got Ben Crump and Sue Ann Robinson on the case, right? On the case. All right. So, yeah. And I just came back tonight because y'all, I wasn't going to say anything, but I did was it Saturday or Sunday, a impromptu little video after I got off work. It was real quick. I think it was like 20 something minutes. Anyway, I did that because I saw there's some content creators and people are saying after the FBI put out their little, or the Mecklenburg folks put out that autopsy report, that people were going around saying that Shanquella did not have these back injuries. And it was infuriating me because what are you talking about? That was the whole video that they didn't want to be shown because it was so violent and graphic, right? So violent and graphic and triggering and all this stuff. And now all of a sudden, there's nothing. There's nothing here. There's no proof of any type of nothing. How? Right? So I had to get out and say something because I'm not going to let the last 5 months be in vain. Be in vain. That's why it's important that we go back and stick to the facts. Stick to the facts. It's nothing personal. That's what this is all about. So that's why we're here today. We're going to be talking about that. Also, the last time we went live, folks got up, came on and expressed themselves and things like that. So we want to make sure that we all coming together, making a plan for. I saw that some people had put off in the chat that they are planning to go to Washington also, right? And we're here to help because it doesn't seem like it's super organized, right? So this thing is new for a lot of people. Like, did we find out the time and exact location of this here gathering? So how y'all doing over here? What's been going on? I noticed that a lot of comments haven't, they're just like popping up now, but they're from days ago. So I'm not sure what's going on with the YouTube thing, but there are some things that they're like I said, tons of comments. I got a ton of comments that just kind of popped up there, but it's showing that they were made, days ago and stuff like that. So, but anyway, I know that when you're speaking the truth, a lot of times there the negative energy don't want the truth to be out there. So do things like put blinders on things so people won't be aware and all that good stuff. But the good thing is that once it's out there on the video, it's out there, indefinitely. So if you don't see it today, you can see it tomorrow, right? It's still there. So you're not stopping nothing. Cause ain't no stopping us now. We on the move, right? So welcome, y'all. Hey, what's going on, Janet? And thank you for being a member. And you were one of the ones that the comments didn't. I just saw comments from you today that was like from days ago and stuff. So thank you so much, and all y'all too. Don't take it personal. Like I'm not blocking anybody or banning anybody. That's not me doing any of those things. However, there are some moderators who have been, blocking people or kicking people out and all that good stuff. I don't promote that. Like I've said before, y'all know that I say let the people say what they want to say. Like over here is we, do allow people to say what you want to say. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. However, always going to stick with the truth, right? And reality, right? We don't support delusional thinking over here, and we don't just say things not to hurt people's feelings or all that good stuff. So Karen is welcoming and waving the hand out. Hey, what's going on, Diane? Diane says hello, Arian and beauties. Yep. So like I said, we've been coming together. We do bless our chat with the acts of faith. Daily meditation for people of color. However, we know that this is just daily meditation for all people. Good principles, books copywritten back in 1993 by Yana Van Zet. She wrote a lot of self-help books. She's a Yoruba priestess and a cultural consultant, and she wrote a lot of books in the 90s helping people out, especially folks of color. So what we do is we pick the date, and today is April the 24th, right? April 24th. And it says men build institutions. This thing like I'm gonna start over. Okay, right. April 24th. Men build institutions so that 400 years later, their descendants can say, that's what he left. Wow. And that's from Naheem Akbar. I just want to read that again because it seems like it's real, present today. We're talking about this patriarchy and all this stuff, all these things that's coming to the surface, right? Because we know that what's done in the dark will come to the light, and that you reap what you sow, right? Here we go. One more time with this. Men build institutions so that 400 years later, their descendants can say, that's what he left. Wow. And then Iana says, Frederick Douglass warned us many years ago that as long as we are not the direct beneficiaries of the fruits of our labor, we will remain slaves. There is something insidious about a contentment with working for someone throughout your life. Silently, it says, you need me. It is embedded in your consciousness. You can do without me. Eventually, you believe, I'm not capable of taking care of myself. Eventually, you stop trying. The world needs this kind of institution men of color can build, whether it is a business to be managed, a school to be staffed, a publication to be circulated, an organization to be advanced, or a service to be carried out. Men want more for the world than a gold watch and a fond memory. I am building more than egg nest egg. Okay, so to me, that's super deep here, and that's what we need to be doing. Instead of sitting around whining and complaining, get up and start building, right? We may have to create the law, the Shanquella Robinson law, a law that prohibits U.S. citizens to go commit crimes in other countries, such as Cabo Mexico, and come back to the U.S. and get away with it, right? So we may have to be the voice for that, right? Since they're kind of forcing, they're like I'm feeling forced off into this role. I'm feeling forced off into it because I can't believe that with all this visual evidence, shout out to Ben Crump, with all this visual evidence that not only no arrests being made, but also denying that the injuries are even there when they're visible in the video, right? All right. Hey, what's going on? What is going on? What's going on? All right. So thank y'all so much for coming in. And like I said, yeah. All right. So we in here today, and over here we coming together for justice for Shanquella Robinson. No more moments of silence. No more moments of silence. I want to come back up to this here. Like I said, I wasn't thinking that I wanted to be political. It was something I always shied away from, religion and politics. But it's been coming up, and I think there's something that's going to have to be addressed. It says, hello, Justice. Look into Deanna J. King. Biden gave her that decision. The word out she may related to Elise Hyatt, may be related to Elise Hyatt. So I don't know this Deanna King. Is this a content creator? Deanna King? Let's see what y'all, if y'all talking about anything up here. No, y'all just doing greetings. Let's see here. Let's see. Diane Nash says, all botched, and we will still get justice for Shanquella Robinson by any means legally necessary. It will be served to the demons. Yep. I agree with you on that. What's going on, Tamika? Yeah. So I'm excited. This will be my first time, doing something like this. Like I said, I had my little experience with Washington, D.C. 35 years ago. All right. So here we go. Let me start off with our first video. Let's see here. What is the title? Oh, seeking is for accountability. So I kind of want to start off with that news that when they first told us about how they weren't going to do anything, because I believe that some of the verbiage in there kind of gives some clues. I want to say that this isn't coming from the prosecutors, because the one blonde lady, let me just go ahead and cue up our first video. The one blonde lady, how she was talking, it sounds like a defendant's lawyer, like she's working with the defense and not the prosecutors, because I don't see a prosecutor saying like there's no chances for any hope for any type of case to be filed here. No hope. Like, since when do prosecutors try to discourage victims, or try to figure out, to tell you that no case could be filed, like it's not enough evidence? So I'm just super suspicious on that. Or maybe I should start with reading some of these comments, because people had some comments and suggestions or questions. And since y'all ain't talking to me out there, let's see here. Because our last live, let's see here. It's been a super long week for me too, y'all. I'm doing a whole lot, and like I said, this thing here just continues to keep pushing me in a direction where more is required. Like it's just still super frustrating that with all the visual evidence that we're still at this space here, and then two, that people are trying to now spread this new narrative that the family is not doing what they're supposed to do here. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, let's play the mama. With talking about this thing here again, and let's do that. The CBS News story that was very difficult to hear, and sharing the screen here. Here we go. And this will be our little jump off point, and then put some questions and comments, like and shared video here. So let's take this off. Oops, here we go.
Federal prosecutors say there is not enough evidence to pursue charges related to the death of American Shanquella Robinson, who died in Mexico last year.
All right, so he did say federal prosecutors. So what we want to listen close and see if they changed the words. Like, remember in the beginning, back in November, when they were using death certificate and autopsy interchangeable, even had us doing it too. So want to be careful, and that was introduced too by this Real News.
The 25-year-old from Charlotte, North Carolina, died on October 29th. Her death certificate listed the cause of death as a spinal and neck injury. A video posted online after her passing.
All right, so he said the death certificate said spinal and neck injury, right? And those were always the initial in the beginning, aside from the obvious lie that the Cabo 6 told about the alcohol poisoning, alcohol intoxication. In the beginning, the agreed upon cause of death from the coroners was severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation, right? Atlas luxation.
Passing showed Robinson in a violent altercation with another woman. We're joined now by Salamandra Robinson, the mother of Shanquella Robinson. Salamandra, first of all, we're so sorry for your loss. What does it mean for your family to hear that federal charges will not be pursued?
We was very disappointed.
I'm sure. Were you surprised?
No, but I was disappointed because the simple fact is that they had enough evidence due to the video that was online, and they said it wasn't enough evidence, but I don't believe. And then they said that they don't know what was the cause of her death, but the cause of her death was due to the fight.
Did y'all hear the drop in the mom's voice when she got to that part there, right? Because they done dragged it out for these long 5 months, and I'm pretty sure that her people ain't been watching that video, often, because it's painful, right? They even put it to where they made us uncomfortable to watch the video. So if you can hear, listen to how her voice drops, right? She feels very deflated. Look at her face. She tired. She can't believe that everybody done seen this video, seen her child attacked, brutally attacked, and life stripped away, and to be gaslit with this, it's really not enough evidence. It's not enough evidence that they even got her calling it a fight.
Was due to the fight, from what we could see. And she said she didn't have a broken neck, and she also died from the swelling on the brain.
Okay, swelling on the brain, right? So that's the cause of death, right? That could be listed as a cause of death of swelling on the brain, right? Because that would have been a result from the severe spinal cord injury, right? The side effect of all of the trauma would be the swelling. So it's a lie when they say they can't list the cause of death. Cerebral edema is the cause of death, right? So these are all more bologna sandwiches.
She also was beaten. So you can give me a
Now you hear how her voice gets more strong when she goes into that she was beaten, right? In the beginning, now, you know, the first she's like, you know, from the fight, from what we can see, but now she's thinking back on it. No, it's also a video where she was beaten. So she wants us to stick to these here facts.
You know, I feel that someone should have been arrested due to that. You know, but they trying to say that it didn't. So I might have to have her body exhumed because we need another autopsy.
Wow, and I'm sure all of this being said by a mom.
Look at her. She mad. Look at her face. We need, you know, this is her way of thinking. She's trying to put the pressure on them, right? The FBI. But I believe that all of this trying to pump the brakes on it is coming locally from the from where they live at. It's there. It's local stuff, and that maybe, you know, the higher ups aren't aware of it. And this whole Biden administration has something to do with the hush hush of this whole thing. That's why I'm saying, y'all, we need to make sure that we, you know, get out and vote and lift our voices and be intentional about who we putting in this office, right? And stop and not feel like, you know, we don't need to be voting and all this stuff. We do need to. That's not a good, you know, it's not good to just not do anything but complain, right? You're not going to get any change if you don't do something.
These are just unimaginable things to be discussing about your daughter. Where does your fight for justice go at this point?
We're gonna keep going. We will be in Washington on May the 19th.
See, they're gonna need some coaching. Like, she should have been coached on to say, we're gonna be in Washington May 19th at whoop de whoop time, blah, blah, blah. Come on, you know, do some, you know. So that's why I'm saying we coming together to lift our voice to help. Because look here, she by herself now. After they said, oh, we ain't gonna do nothing, where's the rally of the people behind moms here? She in the interview by herself, looking tired and drained, right? No support. Somebody need to be coming out here making the announcements. Where is the meeting at Washington, D.C. on the 19th? What time, right? We need to organize more. That's why we need to come together. We can't everybody spreading out the stuff. Like I've said before, you know, we putting our energy off on Giselle, who's been dropping the one petition, because it's power when we combine our efforts instead of people going off on their own egos, trying to be, you know, the person, be that one.
And your lawyer has criticized the lack of urgency from U.S. authorities in this case. What do you feel should have been done differently?
I feel that they should have took this case and took it serious when it first happened. They didn't step up to the plate and do what they needed to do from the very beginning. They said it was out of their hands, but it looked like to me they didn't try to do anything, and they really.
So the mama said in the beginning, they said it was out of their hands, right? So if they said it was out of their hands, why would we believe that they did an autopsy back in November? Why? If it was out of their hands, who's paying for all of these autopsies? If they said it was out of their hands back in November, remember? Because they didn't say they kept ping-ponging the mom back and forth. Oh, y'all got to go to Mexico. Mexico said, oh, y'all got to go to the USA, right? So if all that was happening, why would we believe that they did an autopsy, right? Why? It was out of their hands. Why were they doing an autopsy report back in November? November 17th, they said they did the autopsy report. But listen here what Mama just said.
To do from the very beginning, they said it was out of their hands, but it looked like to me they didn't try to do anything, and they really failed my family. You know, as being the FBI and the government here, we has really been failed. You know, because
and look at here. This here's the what Sue Ann brought back from Mexico. This they little statements and stuff. You know, we didn't read this, right? Look at these dates up here. This is how we can tell this is baloney, y'all. This baloney. They ain't paid for no autopsy back in November.
My daughter didn't deserve to die like that.
No, she did.
Brother was in Mexico, wherever it was, and they need to make a
November 17th, 8:45 a.m. Right?
Allow, let people know that you can't go out of town and do nothing to someone and come back and think that you's okay with it. You know, there was a video, everybody's seen the video. So there should have been some charges should have been made. And
now see, now y'all can hear the strength in her voice, right? She getting strong with the voice on this because if nothing else, she know that she saw that video of her child being taken out of here in a vicious way, right? That's why we got to continue to support so we don't get distracted and start thinking that, oh yeah, you know, there's nothing that we can do. Yes, we can. We can continue to support the truth.
And I'm talking about here in the United States.
Yeah.
We're focusing on the legal process and moving forward, but just for a moment before we go, can you describe what this has been like to go through as a family?
It's been a nightmare. The whole 5 months ain't been nothing but a nightmare to me.
And why didn't the news encourage or at least leave? Let me just finish playing and make sure that they didn't. Why didn't they leave the information on how to support this here march?
All right, Salamandra Robinson, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
See there, we appreciate you for joining us, but that's not trying to help the cause, right? Right? They don't want us to unite on this, y'all. They don't. They don't. So my point in this thing is that why would we believe that they did this autopsy? Let me see when they said it. I'm just going to pull it up real quick. We're just going to be looking at these dates so we can show how this is so fake, right? The contradictions. If U.S. was saying back November the 17th when they first got on board that it was out of, you know, they couldn't do nothing about it. Why? If they couldn't do nothing about it, why would they have done an autopsy? Why? Why? We already know how slow the justice system is over here, right? So why would they have done an autopsy on the case? They would say, hey, you know, it ain't really in our why? What did they get out of it? Why? They wouldn't have done that. They hadn't even, you know, said it. They said it was out of their hands. This here is the U.S., right? Or it was really the local authorities that they reached out to in the beginning, right? The local authorities that they reached out into. What is this? Okay, I think this is the video where they say, yeah, this one might be here. Listen to the words in this. I really think that one blonde lady is working for the defense. Working for the defense. Because this doesn't sound like a prosecutor. And then we're going to look at the word in the U.S. autopsy and also the Mexican autopsy too, to show how this sounds like attorney talk. This doesn't sound like medical doctor talk or none of these kind of things. Sounds like attorney talk. So let's see here. Let's take here's another little quick video. We're going to pay attention to these words, what they're saying.
Looking for a reason after a surprising decision. Yesterday, we brought you breaking news in the Shanquella Robinson case. Her family's attorney confirmed U.S. prosecutors will not pursue criminal charges in connection to her death after she died while on vacation in Cabo, Mexico last October. This comes despite video showing Robinson involved in an assault. The investigation left conflicting autopsies from Mexico and U.S. officials. WBTV reached out to the Mexican government today about the U.S. declining to file charges. Mexico offered no comment. This latest turn in the saga left the family disappointed. And now we're left wondering what's next. Today, our Lowell Rose spoke with a former federal prosecutor talking about what got us to this point and if it's possible for the case to go much further. Here's part of their conversation.
The FBI has released their statement indicating that they don't plan on filing any charges.
All right. Okay.
After investigating Shanquella's case. So we're here today. We're disappointed, but we're not deterred.
Ms. King's press release from the United States Attorney's Office, I think, spoke pretty clearly that they just don't have sufficient evidence to bring federal charges.
So Ms. King, what did she just say? From the United States Attorney's Office, United States Attorney. Okay, that's not the medical exam. Wait a minute. Let me come back a little bit. I just want to see her posture when she says this. Let me just pull back here. All right.
The FBI has released their statement indicating that they don't plan on filing any charges after investigating Shanquella's case. So we're here today. We're disappointed, but we're not deterred.
Ms. King's press release from the United States Attorney's Office, I think, spoke pretty clearly that they just don't have sufficient evidence to bring federal charges.
They don't have sufficient evidence to bring charges. Former prosecutor speaks on Shanquella Attorney's Office, I think, spoke. Former prosecutor, expert analysis on Shanquella Robinson. Who brought her in here? Former prosecutor.
You look at the medical examiner's report, which you all have put on your website, WBTV's website.
And why is this is so leading, like they're trying to hurt us. All right. Listen to how she's speaking. Right? Which you guys seen, what you've seen. Let me pull it back just a little bit more.
And when you look at the medical examiner's report, which you all have put on your website, WBTV.
Did y'all see her eye twitch? Go on back. Let me do one more time. I mean, I got to go back to even this Sue Ann here because look at her body language. This here is, all right. All right, this is the last time.
The FBI has released their statement indicating that they don't plan on filing any charges after investigating Shanquella's case. So we're here today. We're disappointed, but we're not deterred.
Now, I know, we put together, your statements and kind of stuff like that, but we're disappointed, we're not deterred. Sounds like what we heard the mom say, like she was told that this is the narrative that they're pushing. So she went back into it and you'd see how she stands up, this, let me say this part here. We're disappointed, but we're not deterred. Like they are, already anticipating how this is going. And this here is also significant to know that, we're going through this getting ready for the new votes to come in, right? It's a reason all these things are tying in together.
Ms. King's press release from the United States Attorney's Office, I think,
says, as in every case under consideration for federal prosecution, the government must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that a federal crime was committed. Based on the results of the autopsy and after a careful deliberation and review of the investigative material by both U.S. Attorney's Office, federal prosecutors informed Ms. Robinson's family today that the available evidence does not support a federal prosecution.
spoke pretty clearly that they just don't have sufficient evidence to bring federal charges. And when you look at the medical examiner's report, which you all have put on your website, WBTV's website in full, Dr. Owen's narrative sets forth clearly that he cannot attribute a cause of death. He cannot opine as to why Miss Robinson died.
Throw that big word up in there to just try to keep some words distract. And look at her. Now you can tell this is part of what she rehearsed, because now all of a sudden before it was just jib, jib, jibru, and then you see the twitching of the eye. But now she's confident, because here's the part of the story that's going to, cut it all, anything to come behind it, right? She's about to totally burn the bridge. So this is supposed to decrease any hopes or of dreams of getting any justice there, because listen to how she's going to make this sound so final, super final.
If a prosecutor, whether it's in state court in a murder case or in federal court in a murder case, doesn't have an expert, does not have a forensic pathologist who can get on the stand and opine as to the cause and manner of death, you can't prove a murder case. So based upon Dr. Owen,
you cannot prove the murder case. It will be difficult or a challenge. Like, right? I don't see this whole trying to make it totally like there's no way, like it's black or white, like there's no way to prove this. It's suspicious to me. It's suspicious because she's saying here, in the state, don't, try to go to the state, don't try to go to the federal, because if the state's saying that we can't prove it, like it's like they're trying to shut us down to just, accept this and just move on.
Opinions or lack of opinions as to Miss Robinson's cause of death and how she died.
She didn't say diagnosis, opinion, or lack of opinion.
There is an essential element that the government simply cannot meet to bring a murder charge. And it's unfortunate, but I see where the U.S. Attorney's Office is coming from once I read that medical examiner's report. In my opinion, I think the chances for a federal prosecution are over.
Yeah, you see that? Right? She's telling you. You're telling us. It's over.
I believe Ms. King's office spoke to it. Obviously, this case, as any case that involves the murder of an American citizen.
She just said the murder. She knows that this ain't over. She wants us to believe it's over. That's why she's trying to sneak in these different words, but she still just admitted murder
by another American citizen in a foreign country. That is going to be escalated to the highest levels at the Department of Justice. So I think the chances for a federal prosecution, absent new evidence coming to light, I think the hopes for a federal criminal prosecution are completely extinguished.
Completely. That doesn't even sound like a prosecutor, right? How are you telling the victim that it's completely, never would they say something like that? maybe it'll be a challenge or it'll be difficult, something, but not completely over. Why is she trying to convince us that there is no chance? Pull back just a little bit.
For a federal criminal prosecution are completely extinguished. There's not going to be any state jurisdiction because it did happen in Mexico. So I'm sure at this point, Ms. Robinson's family and her lawyers are probably assessing whether or not a civil case could be viable against the people that they believe to be responsible for Ms. Robinson's death. And I am confident that it's very frustrating for Ms. Robinson's loved ones to have video of her being assaulted.
Oh, did you see her kind of get a smirk on her face? Let me pull back. Look at her face, y'all. Look at this face. When she's confident that, you know, they upset about it. Look at this. Narc.
Very frustrating for Ms. Robinson's loved ones to have video of her being assaulted, and it seems like no one's being held accountable. But the statute that allows for federal prosecution is in this type of scenario is very specific, that the government has to prove that there was a killing. And without a forensic pathologist to get on the stand and say there was an intentional homicide and this is the cause of death, the United States Attorney's Office's hands are tied. They really don't have a case to bring because they cannot prove the elements of a murder in federal court.
Wow, look at that. Y'all see it? Woo, he can't prove it. Whoa, look at that big old smile. And look at the lights in eye. Yes. Look at that. 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 Boom. What's up, y'all? I see some more folks coming up in here. I hope y'all hitting that like button on the way up in here. You see here who these new folks that showed up in here. What's up, Raw? Raw is OG from back in the day. What y'all talking some stuff over here? Raw said, oh no, sorry, this is La Jessica. La Jessica says, I agree, Ariane. She is definitely exhausted. Yes. You're talking about moms? Exactly. And that's why, you know, and this has to be draining. Can you imagine getting to run around, right? Right? When this whole thing didn't happen like this, and they just been getting to run around, and everybody in their home state gaslighting them, right? How much more? How much more? How much more? Ross says she also had a hemorrhaging in the frontal and parietal lobes. Right. So that sounds like a cause of death, right? This is a brain injury. I say here she had a number of causes of death. And the reason why the coroner's office listed the severe spinal cord injury and the adult luxation is because that one would have been the fastest one, because 15 minutes after that one, because it directly affects the respiratory system, life is over. A brain hemorrhage, this could, you know, have drawn out. Like, this isn't instant or a timeable cause here, but this definitely is the cause of is a cause of death, right? Which could have been listed. They listed the injuries. Karen says at Raw, hey there, lovely. All right. You see here. What's up? Marie says hello, RN, and chat. I threw that in there. All right, so we got some more greetings down here. Okay, more greetings. And see, hey, what's going on? TCDC says, hey, everyone. As I had stuff to do, love everyone. Okay, I didn't miss some. Here go a new name. Code Pepsi says, hello, Miss RN, and hello to everyone in the room. What's up, Code Pepsi? Y'all got questions, comments out here? Let's see here. We got some more greetings. God, I cannot comment as I joined late. Oh, yes, you can. You got plenty to say, and I sure appreciate you Tanya, for standing up for, you know, the truth and the reality. Like you said, you were always suspicious of Geraldo, the, you know, Mexican reporter and all that stuff. And thank you for reminding me that this was the same person that gave us the fake crime scene pics and all that stuff too, to where, all right, you know, wake back up to reality. So like I said, I appreciate everybody for, you know, keeping us all focused on the truth, right? Because it's easy to get distracted and you know, start following, you know, the trail of lies and stuff like that. Too funny, too funny, too funny, too funny. Look at that. Yeah. Gaslighting to its finest. Yes, here. All right, so we got hey, what's going on, Sharon? Sharon, yes, thank you so much for coming in here. All right, so we got some more greetings. Let me scroll on down here. And thank you for the Cash App here for the William. Cash App. Did I even drop a Cash App? Oh, then the disclaimer here, there too. Everybody knows we don't really have to do that. But here is for the join the membership there and all that good stuff here. Let me see here. It's folks saying something. Tanya says, I have to restart the session and I will comment on tomorrow. Who is she, as I never seen her before? Oh, you mean this here attorney person supposed to be a former prosecutor? And say, hey, Mary, what's going on? Mary says, her nonverbal behavior and eyes are so negative. Maybe she has Graves' disease of the eyes, but she looks kind of crazy. Yeah. No, I think, you know, like I said, this the whole verbiage and stuff like that, like this whole completely, all those words, right? So, you know, totally no, you know, that doesn't sound like a prosecutor, right? Doesn't sound like a prosecutor. Not at all. Dang, let me hit the like button as I take my dog for a walk. Yes. Do that. Thank you so much. Y'all come on, like, share, and subscribe. Sharon says, look at the expression on her face. She is having a hard time convincing herself. Yes. Thank y'all too for seeing that. Thank y'all too for seeing that. So to me, like I say, if the FBI did this autopsy back in November, why did it take them 5 months to complete it? Right? And we know that autopsy report is supposed to have the cause and manner of death, which it did not have that. And if if U.S. told Shanquella's mama that, you know, there was nothing they could do about it, why did they do an autopsy? Why would they have spent the money to do an autopsy if they said, you know, it was out of their hands? If they said it was out of their hands, why would they have done it? Why? Why would they have done it? And if they did spend the money back in November to do this autopsy, why didn't they immediately come out and say, hey, this is why it's nothing that we can do? Right? They would have immediately said that. Instead of dragging it out for these 5 months, right? And if it wasn't enough evidence, they knew that back in November. They knew it back in November. But they're telling us this now. What is this? All right, this might be. Yeah, I think this is it. This is only a minute. It was a bunch of little small little videos where the wording, their verbiage and stuff is getting they're changing up what they're saying here. Hey, what's up, Ernie? Ernie is saying just for Shanquella, yes. You see, Tanya says, thanks, RN. Love you. Glad you will represent in DC. Yes, I'm going to be representing in DC, y'all. May 19th, Shanquella Mama said they, marching again, right? DC, May 19th. I will make another donation for your trip. Thank you to DC, as I know it's expensive. Yes, thank you. Thanks for bringing us the facts. You are so, so very welcome. All right. See, the Jessica says exactly, because it's only like the autopsy was the only thing they was basing their decision on. Exactly. So of course they're gonna try to word it to show to validate the lies, and that's what they've been doing this whole time, trying to validate the lies, come up with more new lies to to dispute the truth, right? So when they come up with these new lies to try to fight to dispute the truth, they have to come up with more and more lies. But we just go on back to the original truth, and boom, that's all we gotta do. All right, so here we go. Just only a minute.
More breaking news now at noon. Just into the newsroom, federal prosecutors will not bring charges.
What? An ad? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Pampers diapers absorb and lock wetness away for up to 100% leak-free nights. And earn free diapers with Pampers Club.
Okay.
More breaking news now at noon. Just into the newsroom, federal prosecutors will not bring charges in the death of Shanquella Robinson. That announcement coming just minutes after federal authorities met with Robinson's family at the Charlotte FBI headquarters. In a statement from the U.S. Attorney and the FBI, the Fed said there was not enough evidence to bring charges. Robinson died in October last year while on a trip to Mexico with friends. WBTV reporter Brandon Hamilton is at FBI headquarters. You just heard from him minutes ago. He will be at a news conference with Robinson's family set to start at 1:30 this afternoon. That news conference will stream live across platforms, WBTV's platforms, including our news app and the WBTV Facebook page. We're posting the latest right now. You may have just gotten alerted on your WBTV news app about this story and this breaking news that no charges will be filed. Again, you can continue to follow along the app and us here on air and online for those latest.
Oh, that's it, y'all. I want to know, why do y'all think that no federal charges will be filed? Jessica says exactly, because it's only like the autopsy was the only thing they was basing the decision on. I agree with you on that. And see, Jessica says, just seems like they was trying to prove Mexico autopsy wrong. Right. That's why I'm saying we're going back to the original coroner's report, because that is the free, the coroner didn't have no dog in the fight at all, right? The coroner had nothing, no dog in the fight. They wasn't, all they was doing was their job. List the cause and manner of death. Boom. Then all of a sudden, Mexico come with their big elaborate description of, she got up and she went walking around, all these things that wouldn't be on a medical documentation. Let's see. What's up, Pink Ivy 86? Mary says, this anchor looks happy too. What's going on? Yeah. This whole thing just, it's like they already know exactly what they're trying to say. And then here is what we want the people to believe. Take the story and go with it. It just seems so staged. Thank you, Mary, for saying that. You see, Shannon says she sounds very coerced. Yeah. Yeah, and Mary says that Sharon, I totally agree. It's just weird. It does seem weird. I'm, like I said, I'm suspicious of this whole thing too. Super, super suspicious. All right, Ernie says, hello, ladies. I miss you all so much. I've been busy, but I'm still in support for the Robinson family and most definitely for all around that your beauty are in love. Love you all. Thank you so much. Thank y'all. I appreciate everybody for the love and support and all that good stuff. Love and support and all that good stuff. Like I said, yes, definitely. I got some videos, and thanks all the people that send the emails and stuff for these different for different information and stuff like that. I'm gonna let me see. I'm going to put out some new stuff, some new stuff y'all just sent me on Shanquella's on her behalf. Let's see here. Oops. This
notice to the head, and she suffocated. She had trauma on the report from Mexico as well. So we are at disbelief. And I think the world is at disbelief. How can no charges be brought when we seen and witnessed some form of violent attack towards her? Everybody's seen that video. And then they come back, and here we is. They brought us in a room. It's about 10 or 12 FBI agencies that all had a part in the investigation.
Wow.
And the only thing they can tell us that her death is undetermined. Between the two examiners, the autopsies, their reports, both reports, she died a horrific death. Here in the States, she had blunt force trauma. We all know that's to the head, and she suffocated. She had trauma and
how did she suffocate? Suffocation is just a lack of oxygen, right? So with the neck being broken and she not able to breathe, that is the suffocation right there. They are just listing, they're just trying to scramble up the words and stuff. But she is right. They listed this horrible death, but then say, oh, it's undetermined. Well, how are you listing these violent injuries, but it's undetermined?
On the report from Mexico as well. So we are at disbelief. And I think the world is at disbelief.
Yeah.
How can no charges be brought when we seen and witnessed some form of violent attack towards her? Everybody's seen that video.
Yeah.
And then they come back, and here we is. They brought us in a room. It's about 10 or 12 FBI
10 or 12 FBI agents surrounded them in a room and told them that there was no charges can be filed. That sounds like who said the coercion? Yeah, right? $10 and $12 FBI agents. They demanding that they believe them and not their eyes, not our eyes, right? We're supposed to believe these 10 or 12 FBI agents as opposed to the video that they saw that actually supports their findings on their autopsy reports, the trauma, and list all those horrible injuries. Yet they are coercing them into believing
agencies that all had a part in the investigation. And the only thing they can tell us that her death is undetermined. Between the two.
Wow. Wow. That came from Highly Favored. Thank you so much for sharing that that clip there. Short clip, but had a ton of information in there. A ton of information in there. Let's see. We got some more comments down here. Says, Janet says, I don't believe the ME or the FBI in North Carolina. Yeah. I don't. That's why I say, like in the beginning, you know, the coroners did not have a dog in the fight. They didn't have a dog in the fight. So they didn't have anything to gain or lose by listing the cause of death as severe spinal cord injury, which we saw when we saw her to get slung on the floor, get her neck wrung. We saw the dislocation. We saw all the trauma to her. We saw the severe spinal cord injury. We saw it. Yeah, see, Janice says, good point, RN. Lack of oxygen. Yep. Thank you. All right. Hey, what's going on, Linda's Best? Oh, Linda's Best. You got a video here too. Let's see here. We're going to see. Linda sent me an email. All right. All right. This here is from Linda's Best. All right. Coincidinky. A coinky dink. Here we go. Let's see. Linda sent me this here email. Okay, so this here is this from Martin Luther's Resurrection. Okay, cool. I haven't done one of these in a while. Thank you, Linda. I haven't done one of these reactions in a minute. Okay, so here, all right, here we go.
Will not bring charges in the death of Shanquella Robinson.
Everyone is expecting Shanquella Robinson and her family to get the justice that they deserve as they would in the USA. But the dark truth is, according to statistics, that is most likely not the case. And today we're going to break down the reason why. I would like to thank Simply for Anna helping with the research in this video. If you're an inspiring YouTuber or someone that just needs an extra hand when it comes to research, you probably have a job and it's hard to do all that extra stuff, definitely contact her because she'll be able to help you out. Now let's get into the first problem. In Mexico, it is very unlikely for a crime to be solved.
Wow.
According to the data of the National Institution of Statistics and Geography, Mexico had over 154,000 murders between 2010 and 2016. One has been convicted. In 27 of Mexico's 32 states, the rate of cases without conviction tops 90%.
Wow.
Mexico has a rate of 5 convictions of every 100 homicide. So in Mexico, it's actually very rare for a crime to be solved. For example, where Shanquella was logged off.
So y'all heard those statistics, right? So why would y'all believe that Mexico got an autopsy report hours after Shanquella had expired, right? They said that they got the body back at 8 o'clock that night on the 29th. If they only solving 5%, %, is going, why would y'all believe that they spent money for an autopsy on a foreign body on a Black American woman?
Baja California, they had over 658 homicides. Only 21 out of that was sentenced. If we divide the unsolved homicide nationwide for 2010 to 2016 among the country's homicide prosecutors, each one would have an average of 227 cases. If we then combine the INEGI data with the force numbers reported for each state, we can estimate that an agent at the Attorney General office solved approximately 1.8 cases a year.
Wow.
This means it would take Mexico's prosecutors 124 years to solve the country's backlog of homicide cases. Wow. So let's get into why is that? Why is it so low? Why is it so bad there, right? I'm going to give you guys around 3 to 4 reasons why. Number 1 is bad detectives and investigators. So homicide detectives or crime scene detectives, I'm assuming in some cases, you don't need any qualifications as you do in the USA. according to Inside Crime. So in this article, a Laura, which is a fake name to cover up for a detective in the homicide unit of the Nueva Leon state, I probably butchered that, she never received any training on how to investigate murders, nor did she need any experience, education, background to land her position, as in the case in the United States or Canada. All they needed to do was assign me to the post. That was it, she said. She said the cases aren't filled or closed, but there is also no follow-up police work, just the report with the crime scene.
And that's where the corruption steps in, right? Because if you get that gig, you can tell everybody like, oh, I got to hook up. I got to hook up.
Information of the victim's identification, and that's how they stay. It is no surprise in the solving homicide case in Mexico in the expectation to the rule in 27 states, including Nuevo Leon, 9 in 10 crimes go unpunished. Police training is also particularly non-existent, according to the INEGI. Almost 95% of Mexico's municipalities lack a police force sufficiently trained even to secure a crime scene. And the problem do not stop there. The prosecutions of police officers interviewed reviewed that no required protocol has been approved for how to investigate a homicide, and half of Mexico's states do not have a prosecutor who specializes in them.
Wow.
Number two, the next problem is low pay. Now, according to the same article, in the 20 states of which data was obtained, police detectives have an average monthly salary of just below 14,000 pesos, approximately $740. Compared to the other countries, Mexico's detectives are poorly paid. In Brazil, for example, they earn just below $2,300 a month, which is more than double of their Mexican counterparts. And in the United States, they earn around 8,000, 9 times more. Number two, lack of skill. According to this article, police officers have it worse. They have not investigated homicides, but their function is considered vital for solving cases, according to Mexican National.
So remember in the Mexican autopsy report when they said they did finger scraping, fingernail scraping, all that stuff. They ain't paying them enough to do all that, y'all. And they did this not only hours after Shanquella's, was expired, but on a holiday, y'all, on a weekend holiday. Who paid for all of this overtime? Oh my goodness. Come on now.
Criminal Code, they are responsible for securing the crime scene to prevent loss of evidence, and there is a significant shortage of police officers by at least half. And one of the major problems is that experts are lacking. So now when we're talking about this particular case with Shanquella Robinson, it took them a really long time to work out what was going on. And in fact, until the video of Shanquella getting beaten went viral on the internet. If it wasn't for that video, nothing wouldn't happen.
Queen City News has spoken with officials at the U.S. State Department in Mexico who refute the claim that Robinson was murdered, saying the police's initial indication is that there was no clear evidence of foul play.
The document of her dying from a broken neck wasn't enough. Even though Daniel De La Rosa tried to make out that they were investigating as soon as they got the autopsy.
Look who this here. Look at that. Well.
That doesn't seem likely at all. That seems like a straight up lie, and they're embarrassed because now the video is out. They want to make it look like they are handling this situation and they were on top of everything when it first begun. And most people are like, okay, well, how come the FBI in the United States are not going to Mexico? How come they're not solving this? And that just does not typically happen. And we're going to give you an example. Taylor Meyer, a 27-year-old Caucasian man who was murdered in Mexico. Until today, his family still does not have justice.
What?
Taylor Meyer, this is the last.
That's why I told y'all people been doing this all the time. This ain't nothing new. If this man ain't got no justice, this shows you how intricate their whole system is with people, Americans, going to Mexico, dropping bodies, and coming back over here and getting away with it.
Last picture of the 27-year-old appearing shirtless and having a good time with his friends in Playa del Carmen. On Friday, his parents got a call telling them their youngest son had been murdered.
First didn't believe it, just this is just news that we thought it was a very cruel hoax, but then we confirmed it was real.
Wow.
Chris and Krista Myers say their son was stabbed to death.
Ooh.
And that witnesses told police 3 people carried out the attack, taking his wallet, shoes, watch, and iPhone. The couple wants answers and for the FBI to investigate.
We just would like the FBI overseeing and getting permission from the Mexican government to oversee this investigation.
Oh, so maybe, the FBI has, never done anything to help out when American citizens go over there and get bodies dropped over there. If they didn't step in here for these white people, so we can't say that it's just because Shanquella is a Black woman. Maybe because the countries have their own little, shaking hands type of thing together that, we ain't gonna step on y'all's toes, don't step on,
And so that we've got clarity that we know that this is really what happened.
They say their son was alone and far from where he was staying when he was killed, and that Mexican authorities are trying to cover up the murder so not to scare away tourists.
Wow.
We can't bring Taylor back. We just want the truth.
On Sunday, 200 of Myers' friends gathered in Hermosa Beach for a candlelight vigil to remember the fun-loving man who brought so many of them together.
I was bawling with tears of joy. I'd been bawling with sorrow. But hearing how he changed all these people's lives.
They brought him back to life for us.
Next
Next Saturday, Myers' family is preparing a funeral at Purpose Church in Pomona, their faith helping them through their grief.
We're strong Christians.
Aww.
We know Taylor's in a better place. And we raised him the right way.
Now, 6 months after his murder, the car that he had when he was in Mexico ended up getting used in America.
Now, 6 months later and 2,200 miles away in Oklahoma City, police say this man was caught on camera using Taylor's debit card.
We think that he must have forced Taylor to give up his PIN number, and or someone did, because the guy attempted 4 different times to use the card.
Taylor's father spoke with us over the phone, saying the video was captured back in December of last year, and that it only came to light after he discovered the failed withdrawal attempts on bank statements. He says the card this guy used was the same one Taylor used to withdraw money in Mexico just before he was murdered and robbed.
It gives me shivers to think about it, especially considering it was in this country.
Mexican authorities have reported that they arrested one man for Taylor's murder months ago, the person they believe to be the main suspect. But his family thinks they want to.
Mexico good about only getting one person out of the group. No, they said the main suspect, right? And they only announced that they, arrested somebody. Mexico got their gas pretty tight. They got their points of conversation out.
To brush the crime under the rug because Playa del Carmen is a tourist destination. Now they're urging the FBI to get involved in the interstate banking crime and find the other 2 people that witnesses say were involved.
I forgive the people that killed my son. Certainly I want justice. I think of Taylor 24/7, and it kills me.
Even though that situation happened in the States with his card, again, FBI not involved. Now the family still haven't got any justice. As well as that, this case had much more immediate attention than Shanquella's case. And he also emailed everyone in power who could actually make a difference into getting this family justice and solving this case. The father of the son, Chris, actually has a Facebook page. He posted about Shanquella, and he posts a lot about the situations that happen in Mexico. There is a lot more cases of people getting murdered in Mexico, and their family still do not have justice. Now, in the Shanquella Robinson case, in this situation, The FBI is involved, but not to the extent that they would typically to be doing if it was in the States. From my understanding, the FBI is assisting the Mexican authorities getting information. I'm only assuming this because the FBI spoke to Nazir, and we can confirm this through text messages with the mother. As well as that, Danielle Rosa also confirmed that there was a collaborative effort of US helping them. So I'm assuming to help them get information by interviewing Nazir and the people that they can and giving it to them.
Federal prosecutors will not bring charges in the death of Shanquella Robinson. That announcement coming just minutes after federal authorities met with Robinson's family at the Charlotte FBI headquarters. In a statement from the U.S. Attorney and the FBI, the Fed said there was not enough evidence to bring charges.
Wow. All right, that was the end of that one. Thank you, Linda. That was a great. Thank you for the email. Appreciate that. Wow. Because I was really, the way that, that blonde attorney that I just played, how she was saying there's absolutely nothing, is totally, the fire is out, the cord is severed. There's nothing. It's dead. Right? It's because the FBI has never gotten involved in these kind of things. They don't care who the person is. Could be, we see a white male, right? They're supposed to be at the top of the food chain. And that's how they get us distracted too. This ain't even a race thing. This here is something super deep. It's about money. They said they didn't want their name to be tarnished because of the tourists. Wow. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, so the FBI again. So if the FBI ain't doing nothing over him here, why would y'all think that they did this autopsy? Spent money on an autopsy, right? They said it was out of their hands. Wasn't nothing they could do about it. And Mexico originally said that they didn't detect no kind of foul play. So why would we believe that they did an autopsy on a Sunday morning from a holiday? And that they got the body hours after the expiration without the contact of the family, no type of, they hadn't, the family hadn't even claimed the body. They didn't even know where the body was at. So why would we believe that Mexico did an autopsy on Sunday morning? They, for a tourist. And they only, work out 1% of their crimes. 96% of it's going unchecked. So they spent all the resources on this. Fake. It's lies, y'all. Hey, what's going on, Pink Ivy? 87 says, I wonder what departments were represented in the meeting. Yeah. 10 to 12 agents from all over. Yeah. Sounds intimidating, right? Shoot. Yeah, they trying to intimidate on here. Jen said, that sounds like, okay, wow. Yes, I agree with you. That's it. Yeah, look at there. Look at there. Right out of my mouth. All right. Ernie says, that's low down. Yes, it is. This whole thing sounds very low down. Hey, what's going on, Natasha? Natasha says, good morning, Attributian chat. All right, where you at? Where's morning at? Hey, oh, okay. Yeah, I guess it is. It's morning here too. Boy, this time really has flown by. All right, let's see here. I'm wide awake. Linda says, I really feel there is some dirt going on in and though that villa and Mexico and the United States are involved. Yeah, I agree. I agree. That's why I think they should just go ahead and just put some people away so we stop digging, you know? Y'all making it worse for yourself, because now we got to go to Washington. Now we got to, get involved in the politics. Now we got to vote you out. Oh, yes. Thanks again. Linda says you are welcome. Yes. All right. All right. So we got some agreements and stuff going up in here. Mo greetings. Linda says, I just feel RN that Dejanay will walk if taken to Mexico. Yeah. I was saying that thing in the first thing. If Mexico ain't, prosecuting and imprisoning their own people, why they gonna waste, their limited resources for this? They ain't studying it. They not. And see, Deanna says, after watching this video and looking up the definition of undetermined death, that should put the puzzle together for everyone. All right. Natasha says, Natural Beauty, I truly believe they all jumped on her when the camera wasn't rolling. Justice for Shanquella Robinson. Yes, all right, yeah. Love Martin. Yes. Yes, he's contributed quite a bit to this here channel also. Yeah. All right, so let me see if I got some more folks and sent some things here. Let's see. Okay, we just did that one too. Okay, we saw that. Okay, so let me finish up these little comments over here. Natasha says, I'm trying to get to DC. This definitely for a good cause. Yes, I agree. I agree. And like I said, who knows? We may be the pioneers for the Shanquella Robinson law, right? Because obviously there's been other U.S. citizens that have, been, taken out over there in Mexico. And we see that although the FBI is supposed to protect the rights of its citizens here in America, that is not the case. And they don't care who the person is. You can be white, male, black, woman. It don't matter. It don't matter. No justice. No justice. It was heartbreaking to see, that the same pain and anguish, is being felt all around. Deanna says, and this was on the biggest Mexican holiday of the year. Good point. Good point. Yes. So who getting out of their bed on the holiday weekend to go do an autopsy on a deceased body from America, and they ain't even spoke to the family? Who's paying for it, right? And if it was originally said to be no evidence of foul play, why are they doing fingernail scrapings and doing all of this, doing an autopsy? For what? Right? These are lies that they told us after the fact. After the fact, yes. I highly doubt that someone got out of their bed to get this body on Saturday night on their biggest Mexican holiday holiday to do an autopsy on an American. Yeah, right. What y'all think? We stupid? All right. Linda said, one reason too is Mexico's love of money. You can pay your way out of jail, prison. Yes. Yep. And this was some facts that we was kicking from the beginning, right? When it was rumored that they paid for the alibi. Natasha says, thank you, Natural Beauty. Once you know the time and location, I know you will post it. Yes, I'm going to be going live from there. And, you know, I'm going to be posting from there and promoting it and all that good stuff. And promoting, voting, all that stuff. There's going to be a change. Change gonna come. All right. Oh, yes, it will. All right. And see, Deanna says, and daylight savings there too. Mary says, I keep asking, did anyone see the video where winter hit her hard after Dejanay? I know I seen it somewhere early on. Now it's gone. Isn't that proof that at least 2 people could have unalived Shanquella Robinson? I agree with you, Mary. And I know that I was one of the people that saw the video too. And again, they playing with us with this whole, you know, what they're doing here, trying to control and manipulate. However, once something is out there, it's out there, and we can't unsee what we've seen. Yeah. And I feel that all of them should be responsible because, you know, from what I've seen, when there's cases out here, if a group of people, if the Cabo 6 went to rob a bank or a convenience store, and one person had the strap and smoked the clerk, everybody from the getaway driver and the person watching the door, the other person who videotaped it, all of them are supposed to share the murder charge. They're all supposed to be charged with it because, you know, that's just that's just how it is. Yeah. So I think they all should be charged. Linda's Best says, but there still was some cover up that went on, and I believe the manager of that villa wanted what happened in the villa to go away. Yes, yes. All right. So let me get that. The report from Mexico. Let's go back to what Mexico was saying, because the 2 witnesses were from the villa. They worked at the villa. Let's see here. They worked at the villa. Yeah. And see, Linda said it's all a smokescreen. Yes, I agree with you, Linda. I agree with you. Okay. Let's go. Yeah, I'm looking at some of this old stuff here. I'm trying to pull up, but y'all been sending me a whole bunch of stuff. All right. So we got some more proof. We're about to this gonna be y'all. I'm dedicating the rest of this to y'all here. Subscribers. So here we go. Is this the one I want? Well, let me see. When did they? Okay, so they started talking that stuff. I gotta go back over here. All right, so let me go on and get some more of these here comments. Hey, LaJessica says at Mary, I haven't seen it, but I really hope it's true because that video would probably be proof we need. But there are so many different versions of the story. Yeah, and then too, to me, when it first came out, when we started hearing about who was connected and who had people in high places and stuff like that. That's when we started to notice that people they started to the videos and stuff started to get diluted. Less stuff was out there, and you know, they started trying to distance themselves, and everybody was throwing Dejanay under the bus, throwing Day under the bus with all this here stuff here. Let's see here. All right, so somebody had triggered something here for me. All right, here we got some more greetings here. Thank you so much. All right, appreciate that. Ernie says, this is true. This is a true miscarriage of justice. Stay out of Mexico. Yeah, because, well, I guess the white guy, he was in a whole different part. He wasn't even in Cabo. But because people do a lot of vacation in Mexico, it's a tourist spot. But yeah. And we see that, you're not going to have any rights, or the America is not going to, the FBI ain't gonna do nothing to make sure you get justice. Mary says, Atlas Jessica, you are right. I can't figure out what Mexico and North Carolina FBI have to gain by cover up a black on black unaliving. Well, I think it should money. I'm pretty sure that has a lot to do with it. And like I said, the tourism on there. When did we know about the lawyers and stuff getting on there? Because all this stuff didn't start happening until March, when they kind of like made it seem like we was about to get some justice. Like, remember we was this has been a roller coaster. Remember back in March when we was excited that Ben Crump was on the case and that they, went to, we was yoo-hoo-hoo, right? And then not even a month later, they're like, oh no, it's not enough evidence. That happened in March, right? So then if we go down, that's when we saw the Mexican autopsy report. So that's got to be sometime in March. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Somebody sent me something here. Let's see here. Like I said, I'm going to be picking out some more. All right, this here from Millie Love. All right, let's see here. Millie has shared. Hello, all around attribute. I've heard about this here is. Oops. All right, so our next video is going to be, it's from the news. CBS News says official identify victims in, oh, this must be something else. I'm sorry, y'all. This ain't what we're about to play. All right, let's see what we got over here by way of questions. Let me click off of that. And Natasha says, I'm with that now, Tributi. Yes. Thank y'all so much for the support. We support. Linda says, Mexico will stage arresting people like they did when they said they arrested the cartel members who attacked the 4 Americans. Those were some guys they pulled off the street or from prison to photo. Wow. Yeah. TCDC says, hey, RN, I'm having issues with doing a Cash App. Please send me the link or how you would like me to contribute. Okay. Yeah, okay, let me see here. All right, let me, thank you, Tanya. All right, is this how we do it? Uh-oh. All right, so I'm going to go to, all right, here we go. Let me share the screen. And for anyone else who'd like to contribute to the channel, on here on the front page, go here to Cash App. And you can Cash App to Tijuana Sims, which is me, Nurse TJ, right there with the Cash App. Oh, it ain't being seen. Sorry, y'all. I thought I was showing it. All right, so I did show that, but how come? Let me just drop the link. This computer or something's happening. Usually would just keep sharing what I'm showing here. But let me let's see, I got a link here. Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate you for that. Let's see here. Here's Cash App. But on the front page, there is a way, and then there's this way. All right, here's the way. Let me see. All right, so there is that there in the chat for the Cash App. There's also PayPal and what's that? Super chat, super sticker buttons, which should be on the chat box here. Chat box there. Oh, I know why this is there because I'm in the email. All right, so all right, so that's that there. I don't think I'll be able to pin it. I can't pin it on this because I am in another box. All right, so that's there. Thank you so much, Tanya. I sure enough appreciate you. So was I able? There it is there. But it's in there, so hopefully you can just click on that, and that's how you do it. See here. I keep supporting you. So yeah. So many boxes up here. Let me close out some of these boxes, and then I come over here and still have to do. And let me see here. Switch accounts, put back on the all around natural beauty. So that's me. That's the Cash App there. What's everything? Super chats, super sticker, being a channel member, all those good things are how we get down. So I put that there. Oh, I can't pin it. All right, so let me just do this too. I'm gonna share the screen. All right, so here is our live over here. All right, y'all doing it. Thank you so much, Natasha, for your $2 Cash App. Appreciate that. And here, over here on this little screen, these little icons. No, that's a reaction. Okay, here we go. The little $ box is a super chat, super stick. Oh, membership too. Look at there. So by clicking this little box there, look at all these things you can access. Right on up in there. Right there, click on that box. And thank you, Natasha. Appreciate that. All right, so this here is tripping. Let me get off of that. All right, so it's working on that. So I got that down there. I appreciate y'all for all of your support and all that good stuff. All right, so let's go back over here. And I'm going to drop this link too, so y'all can come up here and start lifting your voices just for Shanquella. And do that there. So I'm dropping the link so people come up here and speak your mind, ask your questions, give your comments and stuff too, and your thoughts on what's going on with this here case. And in the meantime, we read some more of these here. More of these wonderful comments. All right, let's see here. LaJessica says, oh no, I already read that too. Let's see. All right, back to where I believe we were. Here we go. Mary says, at LaJessica, you are right. I can't figure out what Mexico and North Carolina FBI have gained by covering up the black on black. Yeah, okay, I got that one too. I think it's money though. I'm sure all this has to do with money. Says, Natasha, thank you again for your Cash App. She says, I'm with the Natural Beauty. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for showing your support. Linda's Best says, and thanks again, Linda, says Mexico will stage arrest. Okay, I said that one too. Y'all sending some more love. All right. Look here. Linda, you got perfect timing. Thank you for your cash app, $5 cash app from Linda's Best, who has contributed a nice video and supporting. Thank you so much, Linda. And as soon as I get to your comment, boom, you right on the money. Right on the money. Thank you so much. Says that these Mexicans will do all this staging and stuff. Yeah. We saw that too with those with the crime scene photos from they love the stage. Do with Telemundo. Let's see it. Tanya says, "Hey Ariane, okay, I did that." Natasha says, "Right, it's frustrating, attribute. It show is." What's going on, Deborah? Deborah says, well, they keep going over in Mexico stupidity. Yeah, even the FBI. Sharon says, I'm just thinking too, though FBI did an extensive autopsy, they did worse than Mexico with investigation, even though Mexico is inexperienced. Yeah, I think all this stuff is just some written out stuff that was done afterwards. I don't believe any of them did any autopsy or any real investigation. When FBI was saying in the beginning, hey, look, we ain't got nothing to do with this. Y'all need to go over there to Mexico and get the thing. So if they were saying that to the mama back in November, when did they do the autopsy? Why would they have done an autopsy? They said they wasn't involved. So if they weren't involved, how did they do an autopsy? Impossible. But dry bologna sandwich. You see here. Deborah says Mexico ain't spending their money for nobody. Yeah. Yeah. So they spending money on their biggest, holiday weekend night. So not only are they working after hours on weekends and a holiday. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Hey, what's going on, Anisha? Anisha says Mexico and the U.S. have failed Shanquella Robinson, but it's not over. God will ensure the Cabo 6 pays. Yes, and that's why I say, y'all, we need to get political. We got to get political. Come on, get political. Let's get political. Let me see your vote count. Your vote count. Yeah, come on, make your vote count. That was flat. Anyway, Natasha says, right, Mrs. Robinson, I drained and just deserve justice for Shanquella. Yes, I agree with you. She did look drained. It's about time. However, it did kind of break my heart to see that white mama was just as drained, and they still ain't got justice. So it just reminds me that we gotta even dig deeper. We got yeah, I felt you on there. Darn spell check, get you. All right, Deborah says you can be president. They don't care. Yeah, you right. You right. You are. Anisha says this justice will not be the accepted norm. Uh-oh. Let's see here. Wow, this is crazy. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I seen it too. Deborah says. Natasha says, right, it takes a village, Natural Beauty. Where is the guy that is the spokesperson for the family? Yeah, because whoever that person needs to be making sure that everybody know where to go when we get to Washington. The mom did the news report, and she should have been. Someone should have been there with her to say, okay, yeah, May 19th gave more details and to promote it. We need something to keep pushing it and all that stuff, right? So we can all, it's stronger when we are more coordinated and more, working together as a team. Yeah. Yeah. Where's the spokesperson? Right. It was like once the FBI said, oh, we're not doing anything, the steam just kind of, it was like a balloon, the air getting put out, just deflated. But y'all, we gotta get pumped back up, pump it up. Let's see. Ernie says all of the Cabo 6 are guilty. Yes. And for them to say that there's, no laws that they broke, what happened to all this talk about they got the IP addresses and all that stuff? It just seems like, they're trying to make sure that, the money train doesn't get slowed down. Or two, who knows? Maybe this is going to be a campaign point, right? So they're dragging their heels on it because they are wanting to use it for a campaign point, right? Something. Let's see here. Linda Best says, right, why do all that if it's rude, no foul play? Thank you. Thank you. Because that's counterproductive. Like, who would do that? Who would do that? That's why I'm saying we can't believe these little autopsies because they're custom made. FBI was like, oh, Mexico said this, that, and the other. Oh, yeah, well, Oops, I hope I didn't mess nothing up. I think I did. How did I get over there? Off. Uh-oh. Oops. Do y'all do see it? I don't know how that happened. Uh-oh. How do I take this off of the screen? What is that? Remove from stream. Oops. That was me pretending that I was the FBI, write my report on the keyboards, and got a little happy, and I did press enter, and I was not expecting that to happen. But see what happens? That's what happens when you do that move there. Yeah. Natasha says, exactly. All of the Cabo 6 are guilty. Concierge. Let's see here. Deborah says, when came out, all the videos were on YouTube. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, I guess they started saying, wait a minute, shoot, this here's going to look pretty bad. This might, clog the pipes up for this money train here that we got going on. You see, Natasha says, right, where's the March info? Yes. Why is it being so quiet? Where is it? That's why I'm saying we can't let them take the steam out of this whole thing here. Where is the steam? Where is it? Where is it? Where is the info at for the March? Yes, please, somebody let me know. Or I don't know. Maybe I got to make the March. I get out there and, I'll do my best good job on it. But yeah, where is it? TCDC says, RN, it's hard to contribute to your channel. All the crazy, I, not trying to point the finger or nothing like that, but I think that, I don't know why you're making it hard to contribute to the channel. Like, it should be fairly easy, but I don't know. I don't want to say that I'm being singled out, but I'm being singled out. Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate your persistence in doing what you do, because I know, it could make it difficult. Deborah says, same rule needs to apply to the world, like fleeing from crime, leaving body, abuse, death, PP loans not paid. Yeah, see, that's another, thing people are saying that, these could be reasons, which could lead to, the premeditation of it, right? If this was done for a reason, yeah, money be behind a lot of stuff. Mary says, Natural Beauty RN, thank you for being steadfast when so many content creators just drop this real quickly. Yeah. Right. Because I think that, for me, I didn't start commenting on this to build the YouTube. It was just something that I did, and, things kind of started to go up there. So, and instead of trying to continue to figure out a way to get views and stuff, I just went back to work, so I wouldn't be trying to, or I didn't feel tempted to just be making up stuff for stories. Like, this ain't for entertainment purposes. This here is a a channel about speaking out, and I'm an advocate. I want to, this here is a voice for real, and not entertainment purposes only. Thank you. I mean, you are very welcome. TCDC says, I have to keep supporting your channel as the health aspect of this. Thank you. I appreciate your support too. And that's why I'm saying, like, we need to do something. Like, if we can get, so many doctors to just even read over this stuff and be able to point out the bones, be like, look, this ain't even how we talk. This ain't how this is done. This is all, this is fake, So I do appreciate, the medical people that speak up and say the stuff that's true and not, because with these lawyers painting these pictures and stuff with these autopsies, a lot of times maybe some lay people may find it, believable. TCDC says, I'm having issues with all apps. I will take on tomorrow, bro. I might need as this not the same. I will see if I can comment and supply in Mexico causes. Let me see that again. Issues with all apps. I will take on tomorrow, bro. I might need as this not the same. I will see if I can comment and supply in Mexico's causes. Not really sure what that's about there. Okay. Natasha says, they can't be for real. They broke her neck. Crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, it's not over, Miss Prosecutor. Sharon says, now I'm understanding why my neighbors, they can get away with stuff. Yeah. Most of them are from Mexico. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, because if they're not prosecuting anybody, you can go do whatever you want. It's just a lawless place, right? And if the corrupt people are in charge, where is it safe? Natasha says, you're right. You smiling from ear to ear. Mm-hmm. Correction, neighbors think they. Okay, I feel you. Okay, y'all. Mary says, I know this is Mosi, but why doesn't the dad appear with the sister and Mrs. Robinson? Isn't it stronger with unity? He must really messed up big time. I was noticing that too. Like, let me see here. There was I don't know if it was recent or not, but the dad did a video, what was on the news, saying he had put a marker on Shanquella's gravesite. So I'm like, if this is recent, how is it, 5 months later that Shanquella is just receiving a marker on her grave, right? With all, with all of the GoFundMe money and the big funeral, I just no marker. I don't know. Like, is that true that there was no marker on the grave? And two, it does seem like there is some, because from what he was saying, he felt like maybe he was isolated or wasn't allowed to really be as involved with Shanquella as he would have liked to. Let me see if I can find that the video really quick of the dad saying that. So I don't know if they're on the same page. The unity, definitely, I don't believe that they are having that. All right, I think this is it. No, that's the old one there. Nope. Nope. Okay, I don't see it. I'm gonna move on. Okay. All right. Yeah, I feel you on there. Spell check messed up. Okay. Nosy. Okay. It messed up 2 times on you, huh? All right. Yes, nosy. I feel you on that. I was curious too, but who knows? Maybe, it sounds like, they are not together. Definitely, definitely. Let's see. Pink Ivy 87 says at Mary, notice the same thing, and he is in so much pain. Yeah, I saw that too. I definitely believe it's money as well. Sharon says, all right. Yep. Let's see. Where did I see the video? Because if he just, and he said he put the marker there so him and his mom could, visit and all that. So here we go. I think this is it. No. I don't know where is that. All right. So let's go ahead and see. I'm getting down to the bottom here. La Jessica says you can definitely see they are divided, and it sucks because we need justice and they need to work together. I agree. A lot of times, you have to put, your own differences aside to work together, and it's gonna play better if we can show, together, coming together as a family and community and stuff like that, and get over whatever, get over it and stuff. But unfortunately, a lot of times, people be holding grudges on, when things don't work out. Things don't work out. They be feeling some kind of way and stuff, and they not communicating, with one another. So right now, what I want to do is I'm going to just read some comments. People have been putting a lot of comments. And like I said, I don't know why I haven't been getting the comments. So I know that there's always some, not always, but about 95% of the videos, whenever I upload something, they have these little restrictions on it, and they have to manually review all of the videos. And then they end up saying that, they pass or whatever like that. However, it may be a reason why some of the challenges or difficulties in being able to contribute to the channel because of whatever they're doing with that. But I had some really interesting comments and questions that I wanted to go over. Or I might as well just go on and say what I've been wanting to say for a little minute. I'm going to play a quick video. Let's see. Ernie says, we need to pray for Mr. and Mrs. Robinson that God will give them unity to get justice for Shanquella Robinson. Yes. All right. All right. We're praying for unity for not only Mr. and Mrs. Robinson, for Shanquella's parents, but we're praying for unity from us, all of the people, to get on one accord so our presence will be felt when we go to Washington. Praying for the unity that we can show strength in numbers and let the folks know that we represent. I did not know it's going on 1 o'clock in the morning. So let me Let me come in for a landing. Sharon says, RN in chat, it's been a long day for me. I'm usually able to stay up pretty late. However, my body is telling me to go to bed. Glad I was able to catch you live. Just for Shanquella Robinson. I feel you on that too, Sharon. Say good night. I will catch everyone tomorrow. Yeah. I'm getting ready to turn it into but I think we need to keep, what we're doing here, collecting, coming together and all that good stuff. So I'm going to do more editing to keep the videos and stuff going out there to feed the algorithm. And I appreciate all of y'all who came over on yesterday to watch the video that I put up there. I had made it that morning before I had went to sleep up there. So it does show something. So we still over here keeping it high for Shanquella and making sure that we are demanding justice for her and that we're going to keep the faith and the works to get it done. All right. So, good night. We'll see y'all too soon later. Mary says at Sharon, yes. Grit and have a blessed night and sleep. All right. So let me finish these last two comments. Sorry on so much going on. I can see how give off maybe member all get you some sleep, Tanya. All right, I thank you so much. I love you. And I'm gonna see y'all in another video. Say good night to all of y'all. I get it. I need to be there too. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. All right. Last one here. Natalia says, right, sister, when Dejanay had her in the headlock, stopped her breathing. Yeah. When she broke her neck, that stopped the signal from the brain to send down to the lungs to expand and stop the respiration. So there's the suffocation right there. Yeah, we saw that. We saw her put in the chokehold, wring her neck, break her neck off of her head. We saw the contortion. We saw the injuries and all that good stuff. Let's see. Say good night, Spelling. I need to go to sleep too. I know. Love y'all. Thank y'all so much for staying up with me too. We've been on here for 2 hours and 11 minutes. So we served some time here. And I see y'all in another video. Good night, y'all. And thanks again for all of the new members, for the Cash Apps, and all of the support y'all been showing me. And I see y'all too. And we're going to be broadcasting from Washington, D.C. Good night, all. Peace.